Friday morning at 8:34 a.m. Yesterday was probably one of the longer Thursdays of my life. We left New Zealand at 6:40 and in fact arrived after, I don't know, maybe 16 hours flight in Buenos Aires about 7:30 p.m. So it was a very, very long day. We're at the hotel in Buenos Aires now, and today we have got a coach trip in the morning around the city, and then tonight we've got dinner and a tango night. So I got no sleep last night at all. I listened to a book, but at least I had my eyes closed and my feet up. Joe got a little bit of sleep, but once I get out there in the sunshine and my circadian rhythm starts to sort itself out, things will be easier. But good morning, Joe.
Hey, Flash.
Are we flash and charge here? I'm not sure.
You asked me that question before.
And what did you say?
Whatever pops out of my mouth.
Okay, so Friday morning, and we're in Buenos Aires.
Yes.
How
Lobby
you
of Sofitel.
Yep.
We're not here.
You need to just probably speak up because I don't have a microphone. Oh.
The key thing today is that we slept in the bed and we don't have to pull down, unpack a tent and all that sort of stuff and shove it all into a backpack. We actually just had a cooked breakfast at Sofitel and we're off the day sightseeing around town, which is going to be quite exciting. And tonight we're going to a tango, which should be hilarious, but anyway.
You don't have to tango.
I hope not.
Yeah, I won't be tangoing anywhere.
I have three left feet.
And are you still reflecting on how delicious that steak was last night?
Last night, that steak was phenomenal, as was the hand-cut chips with the beautiful bottle of Malbec, the equivalent to $20 12-year-old three-finger Paul McCullum.
Yeah.
Which was just too good to go past.
It was delicious, wasn't it?
Also had a 18-year-old Flor de Cana, which is a high-end rum, and one of those last night, and that was only about $16, I think, for the pours are very generous. I think about 80 ml.
You know, at some stage we'll talk about the exchange rate because it's an interesting discussion, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. But
you're going to have to sit there with a pen and paper and follow the story on it.
It's quite long. Rightio, well, I'll get back to you later.
Ciao.
So it turns out that Joe and I aren't very good tourists. There's so many people here, and being good old Kiwis, we're not good with crowds, so having a bit of a look, but I think we'll come back by ourselves and spend some time after Antarctica having a look at this stuff, and yeah, when we're not part of a large group. Okay, Charge. So I've talked to you earlier and I'm not sure whether the audio is going to come out because there's so much noise. We are standing in the middle of
Mayo Square.
And why is the Mayo Square so important?
This is where the revolution started, celebrated. You got the president's governing house.
Let me just do a little, there we are over there. Yes.
A lot of the administration buildings, local and government. The cathedral's in the far corner down here.
Yep.
And there's hundreds and hundreds of people. I'd rather be out in wilderness looking
Yeah.
for black bears.
It's the confronting thing for us in this kind of situation is
People.
the crowds, and also being organised, isn't it? Actually, we're really used just to freestyling.
To our own timetable.
Yeah, it's a pretty city, beautiful jacaranda trees, but yikes, a lot of people. How many people did she say that there were in kind of the greater?
3 million in the central city.
Yeah,
10 million in the suburbs, so total's 13.
13 million.
Buenos Aires.
Whoa, I think they're all here today. Well, certainly in the cathedral.
Ugly.
Okay, Maradona, he used to play there, okay? This neighborhood is full of colors because of the houses, but also because of the football, of the soccer. Those houses that we are going to see now are called conventillos. Conventillos means little convent.
Well, it's kind of a tight corner. We made it, the bus didn't, but that's okay. We're off to change some money, and we can get a special rate here, so that's why we're here. So there are two markets when it comes to changing money in Argentina. There's the local exchange rate, and then there is what they call the blue market, which is actually the black market, where if you've got US dollars, they'll give you a much sharper price because there's a limit on how many US dollars Argentinians can buy every month. So consequently, if you bring US dollars and change them here, they will give you a higher rate. So Joe's standing in the queue. He's going to get us a bit of some local pesos, which we can use to tip. You tip everywhere. People don't get paid a lot here, so we want to be able to tip. But apart from that, we don't need a lot of money. You know, as a non-meat eater, gotta say, it's all about the meat here. It's all about the meat. And look at that. He's busy up there with various sausages and various pieces of animal. Joe's excited. Me, not so much. It's all about the football. Football, football, football. So we've got off the bus and we're walking around this neighbourhood called Boca, which I think is Boca is mouth, and lots of little markets, lots of bright colours. It's a beautiful day, but it turns out, and I think I probably had a sense of this, but it turns out that Joe and I are terrible tourists. Just lots of people just jostling, and oh yeah, we're not great. It's great to have a little look around, but really I just really want to stick a pack on my back and go and head to the woods. I think once we get to Antarctica and it's just us icebergs and penguins, and hopefully whales, then things will be a bit more comfortable. But it's kind of confronting all these people, all this noise. It's just not something I'm used to. And yeah, it's probably not my lane. But so Joe was standing in the queue changing money. We were all having a bit of a chat, a bit of laugh about it. $300 US turned into, I mean, he looks like a gangster with a huge pile of cash. It's ridiculous. So the rate of inflation here is enormous, and the largest bill they've got is 1,000 pesos, and 1,000 pesos is worth sweet Fanny Adams.
For us, it's $1 US.
Yeah.
But we just got an exchange rate of 970
Pesos,
to $1 US in what they call the blue market.
the black market.
Yep. And we normally the exchange rate is $1 US to 350 pesos.
Yes.
So well worth it. But look at it.
And it's because locals want to buy US dollars because the US dollar doesn't move, whereas the Argentinian peso it changes every day. So I think the new president is wanting to do something about the exchange rate, but regardless, we almost didn't bring a big enough backpack to stick the cash in it. This is what paying the bill looks like. It's a pile of money. On Saturday, the 25th of November, and Joe and I have decided to go for a walk. Today's our last day in Buenos Aires at this stage of our trip. We're actually jumping on a plane and going south to Ushuaia. I'm sure I've said that wrong. As we head towards our boat and getting onto our boat tomorrow. We are in the throes of jet lag and doing the transition into South American time. It's been a bit brutal. I slept quite well last night, but Joe managed to do an all night awake last night, which I'd done the previous night. So the only thing you can do is set your alarm, get out of bed and get some sunshine to try and force your circadian rhythm to sort itself out. We are going to try and knock off a couple of sites today. We're going to go to the Recoleta Cemetery, where is Evita, Perón and many other famous Argentinians are buried. As Evita, as in Don't Cry For Me, Argentina. And we're also going to try and get to a famous bookstore, which is beautiful and is in an old theatre. So I'll report back. I'll come to charge later. He's just attempting to wake up and walk at the same time, which is no mean feat.
Hello, Flash. We're in a cafe.
We are.
And what did we manage to order?
We've ordered 2 coffees and avocado on toast.
Is that because you ordered by the picture or you could actually read Spanish?
No, I pointed and we said dos. Yeah, pointed and smiled.
Cool, so what are we up to today?
We're walking. We're trying to be tourists, but be tourists under our own steam. So we're not very good at group tours, and we've been group touring a bit for the last couple of days. That's been okay. But Buenos Aires, I can't say it properly, is the kind of city that you want to walk around in. It's beautiful. So we're walking the streets and getting a feel for the place, and that's the best way to be a tourist, I think. Hey Charge, how was that poached egg on avocado toast?
Bloody good. Along with the orange juice, I have to say a very good coffee. And now you have me standing in a queue, Bridget.
I have, and in fact, We're going to have to go somewhere quieter to talk about it because I can't hear you.
Oh, bugger.
It's a beautiful bookstore. I've lost Joseph. There he is. What a beautiful bookstore this is. It's in an old theatre. And part of the reason we've been queuing outside is we wanted to come and just see this beautiful building, which has now been converted into a bookstore. Isn't this gorgeous? This is just so beautiful. There's Charge pretending that he's looking at the books down here. Nothing like a sociology book in Spanish to start your day. But this is truly gorgeous. Whitcoulls, eat your heart out. What do you reckon, Charge? Worth standing in a queue and walking around Buenos Aires in the early morning for?
Oh, the queue was about 6 minutes, so I'm not going to actually complain too much. This is phenomenal. Look at all the private booths, what do you call them, boxes. Slightly different to watching the Warriors. It's just stunning, ornate.
I've got a little doggy walking behind me. Okay, we've left the bookshop and we've found our way to the famous Recoleta cemetery. So it's nice and bright and early. Hopefully we've made it before the crowds. The temperature is perfect and nothing like the blimmin' hot and slightly stressful situation we had yesterday with 1 million people in Buenos Aires. Okay.
So here comes Bridget, or Flash, known by many. And we're in the dead centre of my funny jokes. Anyway, look at all these crypts and just heaps and heaps and heaps. So this cemetery was actually first put together for the wealthy people of Buenos Aires, and it came about after the influenza plague, and so the wealthy wanted to be buried privately. So interesting. Anyway, we're going to go and explore. What do you think?
It's like a suburb.
a dead suburb.
A dead suburb.
We're in the dead centre. Flash. It's a dead end.
Oh my God, is that another dad joke?
Yep.
And finally we found it. Here we go. Either head on. So we're just sitting in the reception at the hotel. We're about to catch a bus out to the airport because we're flying to Ushuaia, which is the world's southernmost city, but it's where we catch our boat. The weather forecast, well, apparently I'm in shorts and a t-shirt and have been sweltering in Buenos Aires, but it's snowing. It's going to snow, and it's going to be 3 degrees or something tomorrow. So I've got my track pants and my puffy jacket and my -3. It's going to be -3 tomorrow. So it's almost from the sublime to the ridiculous. We're going from sweltering to freezing cold. Bring on the icebergs, I say. Okay, so we've made it to the airport, and this is what you get to do at the airport. You get to stand in an extremely long queue, and it's kind of ordered chaos, but I'm confident that we're getting on the right plane, because we're just following someone. I don't have to think for myself.